Hello. This is going to be the demo video of how I sculpt my my fossils. Now, I used polymer clay at the time. Do I have polymer clay? Absolutely not. I do have this, which is an air drying clay, which I have never used in my entire life. So, ooh, oh boy, this is very wet. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. We're just going to make a little guide today. So first, you need your base. Let's make sure we have a decent rock. And we are going to futz with the back right away because when we start to make our very delicate skeleton here, we don't want to then flip it around and then have to, because then you'll just squish it. So you have to have your rock sort of smoothed on the back. Good enough. Good enough. Okay, let's just get on with the actual little guy. Everybody wants the little guy. So first you have to, let's be gentle for starters, especially because this is a different clay. Immediate dissatisfaction. Now when you make one, you'll have a design sort of drawn out, or not. You can just kind of keep doodling in your clay. Again, if this were polymer clay, you could really take your time with it and it won't matter. But I do feel a little bit rushed because this is air drying. Now, anatomy is not necessarily a strong point for me. You can just, and you know, when I first made these as well, like I just looked at a whole bunch of skeletons I had saved images of various reptiles and fish and such. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so this is our little guy. Look at that, he's already cute. Can you see that? Oh, shoot, I hope you can see. So now we have our sketch. Now we just have to, you know, my artist friend, and she asked me, how do you make these? I was like, well, you know, I just sculpted it. I just sculpted it. Like, it seems, I was surprised that she didn't just understand because she's an artist. But my idea of sculpting basics is you make these little balls, bloop, and you make little snakes, depending on the thing that you're making. There we are. A spine, or whatever. In this case, it's going to be your spine. Well, a neck and spine, I suppose. Let's just follow the line here that I've created. Pinch that off. Do a little shoulder blade. Oops. It's not a good enough circle. turns out this stuff is not very good at making little snakes. So I did have another technique, especially to do the ribs. So we're just gonna stop here for now. I feel like it goes without saying. I don't. You just sculpt, man. Like, just, I don't know, just shape things. It actually might look kind of cool if it's very imperfect. Oh, he's really cute in this angle as well. Oh, what a little baby. Oh my god, you're so sweet. Okay, so pretend this is a really beautiful face, right? And that we've taken a lot of time to... I know I haven't done the horn yet, but I want to make sure that I have space here to work around the neck, and then I'll put the horn in. Hang on. Detail work, you know. It's very important, because this is the part that's fun. Actually. You know, like I would normally fuss a lot over... Oh, that looks so much better. Like, he just needs a few pokes. Like, it's really not difficult to make this. I believe in you. If you want to make one of these, do it. If you can't afford to buy one of mine, you can absolutely make this yourself. Doesn't it look easy? Like, you can do this. I believe in you. Okay, let's just stop there. Stop fussing. And this tail, the thickness is driving me crazy, and I just really need to fix this, like, right now. There we go. There we go. All right. Actually, okay, so now I'm starting to think that we're gonna go this way, because now I kind of want to fuss over the hip bone, which goes over the spine. So what kind of shape am I going for here? So this is kind of wrong. There we go. That's pretty good. Let's pick that up. That little ball. Then we can squish it. See, it's all about balls and snakes. So now we have like a good little femur bone. Got a little knee. It just needs to be thick over here so that, because in contrast, the rest of this bone, which normally is two bones, right? It's going to be a lot thinner. It's two thin bones that are here. See how we're just pushing and patting down the clay. a good heel. Oh, look at that little bone. That's really nice. Fuck you, clay. And if it looks really messed up, you know, it is a fossil. Its bones are squished. What can you do about it, you know? Nothing. We didn't mean to squish its bones. It's a very delicate process to retrieve the creature from the rock completely intact. It's gonna have damage on it. Okay. Wow, it's even changing color because it's hardening. Good lord. So little toes. Right, so we're gonna tail, spine, and then neck. So for the tail, I just have little, if we can succeed at this. We might need a stronger implement. Normally I would use this tool and just go boop, boop, like that. But just because of the clay, I'm gonna have to like really focus here. Hang on. And you can always re-emphasize the shape by just kind of, you know, smushing the edge down to make it pop up a bit more. I'm also just trying to remember how I used to do this. I would separate on one side and then extra separate more and more. And try to actually create a bit of a spike. I actually am grabbing a little bit of the, okay, I'll just do it. I'm grabbing right now part of the stone clay, and I'm creating just these little, I mean, I don't even know what they're called, but the top of the spiny bit of the spine. And we can flatten to join. So it creates something like this. And that's just on the one side, on the top. Separate on the other side. And I'm just kind of wiggling back and forth like this. And you can kind of even compress this little link bit ever so slightly. And it looks like it's, you know, like actually connected on the, like within the bone. And then to really emphasize or to bring it out, you then like really press down the rock around it so that it pops out as much as it can do. And if one of them you kind of lost, you could then put like a tiny little ball and squish it in. And it would look like the other pieces. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look identical. Because this is bone of a fantasy creature that has been retrieved from a hard place. It's not gonna be perfect. And sometimes to even emphasize the spine even more, to look like vertebrae, I think that's the word I was looking for. You can then press down to create little tiny indents, just to give it a little bit more of that bony feel. Basically, how do I do this here? Instead of putting, the little snake, instead of putting many little snakes, I instead can draw out the negative space. If it's going to be something that's very dainty and very close to each other anyways, and make sure that each bone is attached to a spine, a vertebrae, sorry. And then we have to now press down the rest, because otherwise it would look weird. Just to make the ribs then pop out. The rest needs to be compressed down. This guy belongs to this one here. Like, we can just like shove the clay where we want it to go as well. And then I would have the breastbone over here. Let's just do it. Okay. The shoulder blade is going to be very anatomically incorrect. Now for the neck. This neck could be a little broken. I've decided. I'm just going to break the neck open. And this time I'm actually going to use this tool, which I haven't used yet. That tiny little bloop. Um, these cracks are ginormous. I'm gonna have to read up on how to deal with air dry clay. Okay, so now we can put our little horn. It's a little big. No, it's a little big. I'm gonna add some clay to the base. Please adhere to yourself. Please. I feel like that's some sort of life lesson. Just adhere to yourself. Ah, doesn't like itself. But you're so sweet. You're so cute. You need more self-love and self-care. Come on now. You got this. There you go. There you go. Now you look like you're wearing a little party hat. Because it's not the same color. Okay. Oop. Let's make sure that's attached to the best of my abilities to not just the sculpt but to the stone as well. Okay. Oh, jeez. He's really cute. Okay. Now we make snakes for the wing. And then we're done. All right, everyone, here's the finished little guy. Obviously I didn't work on anything to do with the shape of the stone. It just sort of naturally cracked. So I just left it to do its own thing. But, you know, you can sort of play with the shape based on, like, you know, give it a nice composition. I guess I can paint this once it dries, right? I should be able to. I will. And we'll see what that result gives. And then you could really kind of see, because the heavy lifting work of making this look good is the actual sculpture, and then the paint just brings out, you know, how good the sculpture work was. So the better the sculpt, the better and easier the paint will be. So there you have it. Here's our first little guy.